Do you know that your health is your greatest asset? A lot of people don't know the value of the good health they have. If you're not in good health, you'll not be smiling and looking cheerful as these three couples are. You'll not even have the strength to do what the guys are doing. Because the translation of what people see outside of you is a function of your good health. But oftentimes, most people don't actually know what to do to live a healthy life. So many people who think they know don't actually know. And the essence of this presentation is to open our eyes or to remind us of those ways that we that are proven to help us to gain our health, to help us to live a healthy life. And it's brought to you by ownyourhealth.blog. And it's 4 practical ways to own your health. This presentation is going to be done by Dr. Godwin Ukeje. He's a doctor, a physician in training, and also a naturalist. I'm just a very few of the doctors who still believe in the healing power of nature. Yes, we prescribe orthodox medications. I believe in orthodox medications. I believe in the medical practice. But I also believe that there are some healing benefits of nature that are embedded in nature that the medical profession is yet to tap. And that's why I am on a movement to make sure that we the doctors, we the health professionals, educate the public, guide the public on ways to live healthy, handle most of their health challenges, not solely by drugs, but by other means. It is important for us doctors to step in, so I will not let the layman outside who is not well trained, who doesn't really know how the body functions, to be giving advice to other people when it comes to health matters. That's why we doctors need to step out and study most of these natural products and distinguish the one that is beneficial and the one that is not beneficial, and advise the public. On that premise, that's why the Own Your Health campaign was formed. Let me go to this presentation. We are doing it in partnership with Better Health Initiative, 247 Wellness, Relief Blend, and Hemp Tonics USA. Let me pose this teaser question. If you have a debilitating disease such as diabetes, your sugar level is poorly controlled, you're hypertensive with complications, you have kidney failure, you're going for dialysis almost 2 times in a week, and yet you have 1 billion naira, is a different scenario. Another scenario where you have just 5,000 naira in your account but you have good health. Which of these scenarios are you going to embrace? I'll leave you to think that while the presentation goes on. Now, according to Materi, it said so many people spend their health gaining wealth and then have to spend their wealth to regain their health. This is what happens every day. We chase money here and there. We don't even have time to think of what we eat, how we sleep, how we take care of ourselves. We don't even think of our body, how we are maintaining our body. We just chase money. All what we need is just money. A lot of people are out to prove a point by the wealth they accumulate, to show off. But you're not looking at the body that you are using to chase this wealth. You have a car and you are using the car to do your daily routine, and you're not sending the car to a mechanic workshop for regular maintenance. Do you think that car will continue to carry you? It's not possible. The car will break down someday. Same thing applies to the body. And that's what happens. A lot of us will chase wealth, but we don't take care of our health. At the end, that money we have made, we will not use it to take care of our health. It doesn't make sense. At the end, you will not have savings. Now, let me tell you a story. I call this the attorney's health. I've told these stories in several presentations I've made, health talks I've made in churches, in places that they invite me to come and do talk. And I usually give this here. I like this because this is a story that will actually portray importance of one investing in one's health. There's a once lived an attorney. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. I won't mention name. Senior advocate of Nigeria. In fact, he was one of my patients then when I was working in one of the hospitals some years back. he lived all his life enjoying. He had money. Senior advocate of Nigeria, alcohol, women, smoking, drinks, enjoying life, partying. He was really on top of his game. He was enjoying life. In fact, some people say he was worth his onions in terms of flexing. He was really enjoying life. But along the line, he got ill. He was diagnosed to have kidney failure. Oh man. He was one of our patients. So he came and we recommend. He was on dialysis two times a week dialysis. 2 times a week dialysis. If you don't know the average cost of dialyzing a patient in Nigeria or in your area, please go and Google it and find out. Google will help you. So along the line, even the drugs he was buying, trying to patch up his health, trying to take care of himself, along the line he also was found to be HIV positive. So he was also taking antiretrovirals and all the investigations to keep up with the medical checks and treatment. On and on admission, along the line he sold his properties, sold his car. In fact, man, at a point there was no money for dialysis. Even the kidney transplant that was recommended, there was not even money for the kidney transplant, with its attendant side effects too put in consideration. Along the line, when there was no money to cater for him, he died. Now, what has that got to teach us? According to Mahatma Gandhi, he said, "It is health that is real wealth, not pieces of gold and silver." If he had majored in investing his health, doing some lifestyle modification, preventing all those things from happening, taking care of himself, eating right, avoiding smoking, avoiding alcohol, avoiding women, try to keep himself, take care of his own self, his health, he would have lived to enjoy the fruit of his labor. Now he will be enjoying his money with his good health. It's not wisdom, it's financial stupidity. It is equal to financial stupidity not to invest in your health. So that's what I'm going to measure. But first of all, I want us to understand how the body, for those of us who are not health professionals, who don't know, let us refresh our memory. For those of us who don't know, let us take to also know how the body is made, because you need to actually know your body. When you understand how your body is made up, the makeup of your body, then you appreciate and know areas, it will make sense to you. So the human body is made up of systems. There are systems, just like arms of government coming to form to make a government to function well. Just like in the university environment, you have different departments working for the promotion, for the self-actualization of that university, whatever. Arms, there are systems in the body. Systems, nervous systems that work together to make sure the body functions properly. If any system is affected, the body suffers, it affects other systems. So the body is made up of systems. The systems are also subdivided. A system cannot function without the organs. So they are made up of organs. Organs come together to make up a system. So organs cannot function without tissues. There are tissues in the body that make up a particular organ. The tissues are not functioning well, the organ is sick. And the tissues are further divided to cells. The cells is the structural and functional unit of life. If your cells are not functioning well, there is no how you'll be fine, because your tissues will not be fine. Everything will not be fine with you. So one of the main vital emphasis in owning our health is making sure our cells are functioning properly. There are a lot of things in the environment, I'm just using free radicals to represent them, that are deleterious to the cells. This thing can come from the food we eat, the lifestyle we do, we engage in, the what we inhale, our state of mind. All these things could contribute in harming the cells. And once the cell is harmed, the tissues follow. Of course, there's no how the organs will be working well when the tissues are dead. The systems will also follow. And definitely, if a particular system, for example, the nervous system is faulty, the whole of your nervous connection will be affected. The human being will be sick. If your cardiovascular system is not functioning, you will also be sick. So it affects the human body. Any system that's affected, it affects the human body. And that's how you fall sick. And once these injuries continue to wear and tear, it leads to failure, organ failure, and it will be a history. You'll be becoming history. So the brain has its power. The brain is an important organ. It's a pattern that has a lot of, is wired around the body. So all these wires, this is how the brain is wired. And even as I'm talking, there are wires that are responding and making me to talk well. Even as you are listening and watching, these wires, without these wires, you cannot even be seeing me very well. You cannot even be hearing. So these wires all come from the brain. And the brain, see how they are connected from the brain, spinal cord, arm, every part of the body is connected by the brain, and they are wired properly to make sure the human body functions very well. Now, what are those things that is tied to good health? If you have poor health, it will rob you of your time. See, there is no how, even if you have the whole world to achieve what you want to achieve, as long as you don't have good health, you'll be very poor in time management. It will rob you of your time. Because at the end of the day, time is money. Time is what you need to achieve your goals and objectives. If you're in business, you need time. You need a particular time to achieve your set goals. If there's anything that will rob you of time, it's poor health. Because if you are sick on admission, that time, you see, is in jeopardy. So importance of time management, let us rephrase our mind, because time management, reduction in stress, so all those things have to do with it. So, but once our health is not good, our time goes. So poor health can lead to a lot of diseases, diabetes, hypertension, stroke, name them. Once that cell is affected, if it affects the pancreatic gland, diabetes sets in. If there are cells that make up the blood vessels or whatever it is, cardiovascular system, hypertension, stroke, heart disease, they set in. It can also affect the kidneys. Cancer cells, when the cells start misbehaving, cancer comes in. The respiratory problem, liver, all of them, because the cells are bad. That's poor health. So you see, a lot of people joke with hypertension. Don't take it for granted. We will talk about that as we proceed. Even stroke. Oftentimes, when I see patients who come to the hospital who pay less attention to their hypertensive state, they don't take their drugs as prescribed, and they don't follow doctor's advice. I'll tell them, have you heard of stroke before? They'll say yes. Have you seen somebody who has had stroke? They say yes. How do you see the person? Do you want to be in that condition? So if you don't want to be in that condition, what should you do? Do the right thing. So these things exist. And it's only when you come to the hospital, you see people. And when you see people, you will now go back and thank God for your own good health. You understand the importance of good health. Even heart attack, angina pain, you see, all those things are what can rob you of your time. Because once the blood vessel is affected, the blood vessel that supplies the heart is affected, these cells around this place that are fed by these vessels and nerve will also be affected. And you feel it will definitely affect the functionality of the heart. It will affect every part of the body because the whole systems are connected. What about diabetes? People eat anyhow. You eat. So many people, I want to get fat, I want to look fat. They think adding weight is a sign of looking healthy. It's not. Adding weight is not a sign of looking healthy. But it's a sign of unhealthiness. We'll talk about that as we proceed. So these are the things that we need to consider. People don't know this. I'm just trying to summarize all these conditions. In my subsequent presentations and articles, I'm going to take each of these conditions and we will talk about them in detail. You don't need to be a doctor to understand this. I'll make it in a way that at a layman's language you will understand it, because your understanding helps us who are doctors. You first of all understand the disease states and know how to prevent them. Even if you have been diagnosed with diabetes or hypertension, understanding your disease state will also help you to help the doctors to manage it well. It can also help to bring remission. So even the issue of aging, the function of how you have invested in your health over the years is a function of how fast you are looking older. Because a lot of wear and tears will make you look older. You age fast. So these are the issues. Now, what about malaria? You see, malaria is we are in a malaria endemic area. Sub-Saharan Africa is a malaria zone. the malaria belt. Yes, we know. So oftentimes people come down with fever, headache, but it is important. One of the things I've noticed that a lot of people don't know the signs and symptoms of malaria. They think once you have cough, once your body is itching you, once you have any small thing at all, ordinary headache, they think is malaria. It is not so. In as much as malaria is common and the treatment of malaria predominates in most hospitals, it doesn't mean that anything that comes your way is malaria. A lot of people have been taking all sorts of nonsense drugs that they don't even need, all in the guise of treating malaria. Some people even put it as a routine that every month they have to be treating malaria. You are only exposing your cells, your kidneys, every part of your body to injurious effects of these drugs. WHO says that before you take anti-malaria, please do a malaria test. Malaria test of 2 pluses is significant for adults. Malaria test of 1 plus is significant for children. Even if you have 1 plus as an adult and you don't have symptoms, doesn't mean you should go and treat yourself malaria. So you have to tie the test result with symptoms. You understand? So however, if you have malaria, it will also rob you of your time. So how do we prevent it? Do the needful, clear your environment, use insecticide treated nets, use insecticides, the one that you can tolerate. But the number 1 preventive way is use of insecticide treated bed nets. So when you prevent yourself from having malaria, you will not come down with it. It doesn't mean that you must have it. It's not your portion. But if you have the symptom, go for checkup, go and see a doctor, go for tests. Based on the test, the doctor will prescribe malaria medication for you. Stress can also lead to early death. It's unfortunate that we're in a country where people work hard. Even some employers of labor even take advantage of people they employ and overwork them, overuse them. Reduction in shortage. See somebody working in a place where he is the only person doing all the jobs. He doesn't even have time for himself to rest, and the employer doesn't care. The employer doesn't care. All he wants is just to amass wealth from the people he has employed. Now, my advice goes to you: if you have a job that you are doing and the job is taking a toll, or you know that your health is suffering. How do I know this? One day I was in a hospital working. I was so busy. I was able to check my pulse rate with the pulse oximeter. My pulse rate was above 100. I was scared, because that's to show you how the effect of stress on the whole of your system, your cardiovascular system, your nervous system. Most times, there's some funny feelings you have. You've taken all medications, yet you are still having those symptoms. But you meet a doctor will tell you you need to rest. And once you observe that rest, you get your healing. You get relief. So please watch your stress level. Let us be watchful of our stress. Don't please anybody, because if something happens to you, that money, that your salary, so another person will take it. They will replace you with somebody else. So please take care of yourself, so that you can live to enjoy the money that you are working for. So stress can cause a lot of things. Alcohol, we'll talk about this as we proceed. Junk food, at the end of it all these things will land you, will lead to being hospitalized. I'm sure if you have been hospitalized before, you will not want to experience that. Patients that that get admitted in most government hospitals in Nigeria, you wouldn't want to come back. It's not a good place for you to stay. I don't even encourage you to be hospitalized. So the best is to prevent yourself from coming to the hospital. That is the best advice any healthcare professional will give to you. And the best thing you can do for yourself is to prevent yourself from going to the hospital. How do you do that? You take care of yourself. That is what the essence of this presentation. Because even when you are hospitalized, it robs you of your time. It robs you not only your time, but your relatives. They will be coming. Somebody has to stay with you. It robs you of your hard-earned money. You will spend that money you have been economizing. You will not spend it. If you don't have it, you go and borrow. In a country like Nigeria where there's no health insurance, you have to pay your bills. That is the more reason why we have to be health conscious. If there's anything you should do aside from reading, studying your profession, you should study about health, study about your body. Organize health talk. Invite us to come and talk in your organizations. Advise you health talk. Because it's very, very vital. It's one of the ways to invest in your health. So you see, What can good health give? Good health can give you a lot of things. Quality time with your loved ones. You have that time. You have the time to help people, because it is only somebody who has helped himself that will help people, and you reap the reward of helping people. You have the time to think well and start and grow a thriving business. That's why I encourage people to go into a business that also helps them to optimize their health. I encourage people to do that. You have the time to travel the world, because your health will make you save a lot of money for yourself. Yes, if you have not traveled the world, have a good health. Do what you need to do. You have the money to thrive, to travel. So the key to good health is strong immune system. You can just keep repeating this inside of you. Strong immune system. Strong immune system. Your immunity has to be strong. Your immunity has to be strong. And all the things we're going to be talking about is geared towards making our immune system to be strong. Immune system is what defends you from falling ill. Once your immune system is strong, definitely you will go places. Once your immune system is strong, you will go places, and you will go places, and whatever happens to you, once your immune system is strong, you'll be healthy. You understand? You see yourself living well. That's what we're talking about. So you see, so everything is geared. So the four practical ways of owning your health. Number one, healthy lifestyle. You have to learn to live a healthy lifestyle. Number two, good health. Maintain a good health record. Maintain good health records. We'll talk about this in detail. Number three, healthy social circle. And four, update knowledge. You need to be knowledgeable. So healthy lifestyle. How do you live a healthy life? See, how do you live a healthy life? There is no better time than now to start living healthy. These are ways you can live a healthy life. There are so many of them, but I chose these 7 because they are very, very, based on my experience, I see it as areas that people need to look into deeply. Exercise, water intake, maintaining good weight, body weight, eating well, avoiding or stopping smoking, cutting down alcohol or acidic drinks, all these energy drinks, all these drinks, refreshing drinks. I don't want to mention names, but I'm sure we know what we're talking about. All these alcoholic drinks. Some people, they are very good at knowing the names of alcoholic drinks. Some people are very good at acidic drinks almost every day. Acidic drinks, they say it's for energy, whatever they call it. And also having a good sleep. We'll talk about them. Now let's look at exercise. Physical inactivity is one of the risk factors for any kind of, in fact, especially non-communicable diseases. But a lot of people are physically inactive. In fact, most of the people who think they are living well, they are actually physically inactive. Most of the people who drive cars, the car they drive makes them to be physically inactive. And it's not wrong for you to be driving a car or for you to keep yourself comfortable. But while you are doing that, you should also create time to engage your body in exercise. You can do that at home when you come back to the house. Maybe you look at your environment, study your environment very well. If it is a safe environment, you do exercise. If you have the money, extra money, you want to register to the gym, you go ahead and register to the gym. Let it be that you are exercising the whole of your body, because the cells need it. That's how the body works. The body is not programmed to be lazy. If you program the body to be lazy, the body wears off, the body dies off. The body is programmed to always be metabolizing. So that metabolism that the body should always be engaging on helps to keep the body functioning very, very well. Some people think that working, because they are at work and they work all day and the work they do is just moving around. There's a difference between stress and exercise. There are two different things. Your work, it could be stress you're passing through, you're not exercising. Exercise has to give you a refreshing state, not stress. So WHO, there's the normal recommendations we tell people, the ideal exercise is about the one you do about 4 to 5 times, minimum of 4 to 5 times a week, every day, and 20 to 30 minutes brisk or moderate exercise. You can decide to do it at home, skipping. You can decide to do a road walk. You can decide to go to the gym, but it has to be 4 to 5 times in a week and between 20 to 30 minutes of aerobic exercise, brisk or moderate. Now, depending on your health status, your doctor can advise you and adjust your exercise rate so that it will not pose a negative effect on your health. Exercise is one thing that has been shown to, for example, those who are diabetics, exercise is one of the ways the doctor will advise you to manage your diabetic state, because studies have shown that exercise has a way of forcing that sugar level, the sugar in your blood, down into your cells without the use of insulin. I'm sure if you know what diabetes is all about, you read about it, you understand what I'm trying to say. So the role of exercise in maintaining good health can never be overemphasized. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by people who will tell you, you don't need exercise. You need it, because a lot of things will change in your body once you exercise properly. Even if you've been exercising and you stopped, it is not late for you to start all over again. You see, if you're exercising well, you can eat anything you like. If you're exercising well, you can eat anything you like, because the body takes care of it. But if you're not exercising well and you're eating anyhow, you're in trouble. So and also about exercise is very important. The next one is water intake. Now, a lot of people find it difficult to drink plenty of water. You don't only drink water whenever you feel like eating or pre or after eating. You don't only drink water when you think you feel like drinking water. At least 3 liters a day is okay. 3 liters. Well, some people say 2 to 3 liters a day is okay of water, especially in the mornings. We wake up in the morning, drink water. And how do you ensure you drink water so that you will not forget? Some people you might forget. How do you ensure you drink water? Always keep the water close to you. I've always said that in my presentations. Always keep the water close to you. If you are reading, if you are at work, keep a bottle of water close to you. If you are at home, whatever you are doing, keep a bottle of water, because whenever you look at it, you want to drink. Whenever you look at it, you want to drink. So you see that once you do that, you will notice a change in your urine. How do you know you are taking enough water? Your urine color. The color of your urine tells you if you are well hydrated or not. So many people think that once the color of their urine is dark, some people call it yellowish, it means they have malaria. That's false. That's a myth. It's not. Some people say, doctor, I think I have malaria. The color of my urine is yellow. No, that's not true. And oftentimes I'll tell them, go and drink plenty of water. If you drink water, you're not hydrating well. If you drink water, the color of that urine will change. And that's how you know how you hydrate. If you're hydrating very well, the color of your urine will change. It will no longer be deep amber. They call it is amber, not yellow. Deep amber. It will not be light. It will not be lighter, almost getting close to colorless. That's when you know you are hydrating very well. And like me, whenever I go to pass urine, I use my urine output to assess how I am hydrating. So if the color is not good, I will drink more water. I know sometimes when I've gone to pass urine and I see that the color of the urine is deep amber, I'll quickly go and drink water because I'm not hydrating. Especially when you are so busy at work, you forget yourself. When you come back and you know you've not drank enough water, you pass urine. Drinking a lot of water can save us a lot of health conditions, and helps to eliminate a lot of things from the body, because it's about the waste produced from the physical activity that the cells are ongoing, the metabolic processes. So we need to eliminate those wastes. It also helps the kidney, because the lesser those toxins making contact with the kidneys, the better for us. So around 60% of your body consists of water. So if you allow that 60% to go down, you have a feeling of incomplete. And when you have a feeling of incomplete, things cannot function normally in a place that is not complete. Water can boost your energy levels. So if you are not hydrating well, you see yourself always sluggish. You're struggling to do things. So water can help to boost energy level. You find it difficult to concentrate if you are not drinking enough water. You understand? Because mild dehydration reduces what? Concentration. So you have to drink more water. It is very important. drink more water. The next one is, of course, like I said, you keep the water close to you, like in this picture. Now, ideal body weight. I want to talk about weight, ideal body weight. There's something I want us to understand. We are advised to lose weight. Like I tell people, it is better for you to lose weight than to gain. Let us begin to unlearn all those erroneous notions we have about weight gain. That this guy looks plumpy. I want my husband to look full. Let him look fat and let him look healthy. Health, state of health is not a function of your weight. State of health is not a function of your weight. We all have ideal body weight. You have your own ideal body weight that is different from mine. This person's body weight, the one that is ideal for him, cannot be the same with this other person. And how do we know an ideal body weight? There are different scales of measurement, which I'm going to be bringing to your notice for those of us who don't know what they call body mass index, BMI. See, body mass index is a measure of your weight over your height in squares. Now, that's what they call it, kg, kilogram per meter square. You get your weight. Maybe if you are weighing 70 kg, for example, after getting your weight, you now measure your height. You ask yourself, what's your height? Once you get your height, the formula is that's your height, you square it. That means if your height is 1.5, it has to be meters. If your height is 1.5 meters, for example, if your height is 1.5 meters, you say 1.5 meters times 1.5 meters. That means a square of it. You get the value, then you get your weight. So it will not be your weight divided by the square of that your height. That's why it is kilogram per meter square, body mass index. And once you have that body mass index, surely, because there's a body mass index, if your body mass index is below 18, if it is below 18, you are underweight. If it is below, even if you are looking like Oboroko, some people say, I don't want to lose weight because they will not think I'm sick. Now, you have to check. What should concern you is my body mass index less than 18? If my body mass index is not less than 18, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people. Don't say, I'm skinny. They say I'm skinny. Don't listen to them. You understand? So, if your body mass index is above 30, you are obese. You are obese. Your body mass index is above 30, you are obese. So those are the things we should look out for. For males, normal BMI is between 20 to 25. For males, normal BMI is between 20 to 25 kilogram per meter square. While for females, normal BMI is between 18 to 23 kilogram per meter square. So you should know where you fall in. Calculate your own. You can do it today. You ask yourself, am I overweight or underweight? Am I within my normal range? If you are within your normal range, good and fine, maintain it. Anything above 25 kg per meter square is overweight. You're overweight. You have to work on your weight. You have to lose weight. You have to lose weight because a lot of diseases are tied to being overweight. If your BMI is less than 18 kg per meter square, you are underweight. I've said that before. You are underweight. So you have to do something. Maybe if you are currently sick, yes, you get better, you eat, you gain weight. If you are doing too much of ketogenic diet and your BMI is getting below 18, it will have some adverse effect on you. So the idea of whatever it is you are doing or weight management should make your weight, your BMI should be within normal range. If your BMI is above 30 kilogram per meter square, it is obesity. It is obesity. In fact, currently now, they have made obesity as a disease entity. Before they used to think as a condition. Don't be deceived. Obesity is a disease entity. You have a disease. And with obesity, you can easily be hypertensive. With obesity, you can easily be diabetic. With obesity, you can easily have cancer. A lot of things can happen with obesity. You can have liver problem with obesity. It is not. You can even have respiratory difficulty with obesity. It is not advisable. Try to keep your weight within normal range. That is the advice. There's also what they call the ideal body weight index. I don't want to bore us with that. but at least knowing only BMI, using BMI to calculate your own weight is ideal. Now, I want to also point us out to some other aspects of weight obesity. For example, there are two types of obesity: pear-shaped obesity and apple-shaped obesity. It's not everybody who is fat that is obese. It is not everybody that is fat, in quote, that is obese. It depends on the places where fat accumulates. If fat is accumulating more in your abdomen, the so-called aphobia, pot bellies, if fat is accumulating more there, you have apple-shaped obesity, and that apple-shaped, that one is the one that is even bad. It has been tied to a lot of heart conditions, diseases, stroke, hypertension, diabetes, a lot of it, pancreatitis, all of them follow, cancer. But if you have pear-shaped obesity is not just like the figure 8. A lot of women, they have big bum, they have tiny waist. It's like a pear-shaped form where they could be looking fat to people, but they are not obese. You understand? So if you have a pear-shaped kind of obesity or weight gain with abnormal BMI, is not as really significant compared to when you have an apple-shaped waist increase, the waist circumference, your waist circumference, your no, it's not ideal. So let's work on it. And this just to show you the body mass index classification. You can take note of these values. Underweight, normal. The normal one should be our target. Make sure it is within the normal. One of the ways, practical ways to also keep fit and own your health is to make sure your BMI is within the normal range. You understand? So the next item is eating well. A lot of people don't know how to eat. Some people who have the money, they eat rubbish, eat nonsense. The food combination is, I went to a restaurant the other day just to eat, and I told the lady, she should give me a portion of vegetable sauce and unripe plantain, and she added it. I said, okay, just put a portion of rice, just one side, and she added it. She was just looking at me. She was looking at me weird. This combination, what kind of combination is this? I laughed. I told her it's because a lot of people don't know how to combine food. So most people who come here to buy food combine rubbish. This combination, you will hardly see it. You only see it from somebody who knows how to combine food very well. And once you eat like that, it shows. No people just come. They will take beans, and they will take another protein and add on top of the beans. Beans and moi moi. What is beans and moi moi? Beans and moi moi is you are jamming two proteins together. It has to be beans. You have to be carbohydrate, beans together. Then you add one or two vegetables together. That makes a balanced meal. Not you have protein, you have another protein on top. You have beans and chicken on top. That's rubbish combination. That's why I've told people, one of the cheapest food that is of rich value health-wise is beans and rice. Just ordinary beans and rice you've eaten. I've also been to some restaurant where I will tell them to give me beans and rice, and after beans and rice, they'll be asking me what of protein, and I'll ask them, the beans there, what does it represent? Is it not a protein? But we are so accustomed to we have to take a protein, so-called protein, in whatever food we are combining it with. Once you have a protein in there, plant protein is even better off than animal protein. You are good and fine. As cheap as beans and rice could be, if you eat it very well, you are good and fine. You look very healthy. You understand? So we need to learn how to combine foods. If you don't know, Google, go online, read articles, read things, learn. Wives, learn how to cook, combine foods well for your husband, because you're going to be cooking for your husband. So you should have the information. You should teach them. You should tell them that this is better. And let us also not underplay the role of fruits and vegetables. WHO has even said that for you to have a healthy diet, that means any diet that doesn't contain at least 5 portions of fruits, different or not the same, and 5 portions of vegetables every day is not healthy. In whatever combination you want to do it, you have to combine very well. So if you're not meeting up to WHO standard, and that's the truth, because the reason why most of the diseases now, diabetes, hypertension, are on the rise. Even affecting even the young is because of our poor eating habits. And check out those who are always on fruits, different types every day. You see that there's a difference. All this malaria, all these things that you can even avoid will not even come in. And because of this is actually not an easy thing to do. Maybe finance and all those things could also not help. That's why I have actually been able to recommend some nutritional supplements to some people, and it has helped a lot of people. I'm not saying that people should just go and start taking supplements. No. Before you take any supplement, you should need to get advice from your doctor. Not just your doctor who has an idea on that particular supplement. Because if you take a supplement to your doctor who doesn't know, if he doesn't know what it contains, he will tell you not to take it because he doesn't know it. But if your doctor knows about the supplement, he will be in a better position to advise you. I have come across supplements that contain 12 different kinds of fruits, 12 different kinds of vegetables in it. And with those supplements, once in a while, if you think you cannot meet up to this, you can take them. I have come across those supplements. I don't want to mention them. I'm not using this to market any product, but I'm just saying that supplements are good, but you have to take it by the advice of somebody, a doctor who has good knowledge of supplements, because some of the supplements out there can cause kidney failure. So the doctor is well equipped to tell you this can help, this cannot help. So eating well is also one of the practical ways to live a healthy lifestyle. Of course, the issue of avoiding smoking is not contestable. Smoking has never helped anybody. Smoking has never helped anybody. Because in people who are smoking, if only you can see the way their lungs appear. What is inside is not showing, but if only you can see the way the appearance of their lung. If you can compare somebody, a smoker's lung and a non-smoker's lung, you actually know what they are doing to themselves every day. You know what they are doing to themselves every day while they smoke. Because as you smoke, those particles goes inside your respiratory passage, and those particles they are provocative. They can cause inflammatory responses, and because of the continuous exposure, the respiratory system, it tends to fail. The issues of chronic obstructive pulmonary airway disease, emphysema, interstitial lung diseases, all these are big terms, but these are what can make you, even when you have grown old, you start coming up with respiratory problems. You see, Nelson Mandela died as a result of a respiratory problem, interstitial lung disease. How did he get his interstitial lung disease? It was because of at the Robben Island, he was exposed to dust particles for 25 years. He was exposed. So that exposure made him, at that age, he came down with some respiratory problems. And of course, once you have respiratory problems that require you to go home with oxygen at home, you're taking oxygen at home, that you are not dependent on oxygen, your alveolus cannot do gaseous changing properly, then one day you just kick the bucket. So, but we can prevent all these things by avoiding all this. The atmosphere alone is not pure. We inhale a lot. Now, adding it with smoking cigarettes is like adding insult to injury. So, smoking has never. Some people say, "Oh, okay, we can be smoking shisha. Shisha is not because it's still the same thing. It can cause cancer. Smoking is number one cause of lung cancer. It can cause stroke. It can lead to heart problem. It can lead to hypertension. It can lead to a lot of things. You don't know what is happening to you until when you have taken it for a long time. And that's why when patients come to the hospital, we'll ask you questions. We'll ask you, do you smoke? We don't ask those questions. Those questions are not just for nothing. Do you smoke? And when you tell us you smoke, we'll ask you, how long have you been smoking? In our minds, we want to calculate to see if you have the risk of having any respiratory problem. So those questions are not just waste of time. We know why we ask them. And a lot of people try to, you cannot hide information from your doctor, because if you hide from your doctor, he cannot help you. So one of the practical ways of living a healthy lifestyle is to avoid or stop smoking. Those who are already smoking, there's a recent study done that showed that stopping smoking has a significant effect on reversing the damages that have been done already by the other smoke you've done. So if you want to reverse already the damage that you have for those who are already smoking, stop smoking. Once you do that, if you find it difficult to stop smoking, please see a respiratory physician. A respiratory physician can take you through the steps in stopping smoking. So passive smoking, even if you think you are not smoking, but you are always close to people who are smoking, now you smoke past them all. Now you smoke past them. Because once you are smoking passively, maybe somebody who is smoking, the person smokes and exhales the gases. You inhale, you get 60% of that smoke. The person who smokes just get about 30 to 40%. So you can imagine if the person who smokes is at risk of this problem, how much more you who is inhaling directly from the person. So my boyfriend or your husband is smoking and you're not smoking, you're happy. Or you're always going to where they are smoking and you're laughing at them, but you're inhaling the smoke. Now you smoke pass. So it's important for us to also know that. So, and of course, you should hate it when somebody's by your side is smoking. You should hate it. And not just telling the person, if you can, to stop smoking. If you cannot tell the person, you walk out of the environment. You are also practically helping to live a healthy lifestyle by walking out on people who are smoking. If you have a relationship and your relationship, you have to value your health and relationship. If your husband or your boyfriend, whoever is smoking, and you think he's not helping you and he doesn't want to stop, you have to walk out of the relationship because you're also helping yourself. Yeah, that is it. So alcohol, I don't want to mention names, different alcoholic drinks. We call them in form of red wine. Some people call it spirits. Some call beer. Some, they feel good. Whenever they feel bad, they think alcohol is the solution. They drench themselves in alcohol. No, it is not a good way of living a healthy lifestyle. You can never own your health by drinking alcohol. Spirit. Some people think that, okay, I don't want to drink alcohol. Drinking spirit is better. That is the worst of alcohol. So some people even derive pleasure. They see it as an influence. They have a social influence when they are known to be drinking more alcohol than others. I know when I was in an undergraduate, I took some time out with some of my friends, and then people were not placing orders, and I decided to ask for, what did I ask for? I asked for I think I asked for one of these low alcoholic, I think, but yes, malt. I asked for malt. Yes, I asked for maltina. The moment I asked for maltina, my friends say, God, no, it's not possible. You fall our hand. You are making us feel. I was that I shouldn't drink. Someone had to even take away the malt and bring alcohol for me. Man, no for their hand now. Why they for their hand? Why woman go to drink malt? I go to follow the drink malt. This that. In other situation, I took something that is low. I think Star Randler recently. I said, which can Star Randler? This one our children drink now. But some other persons, because they don't want their friends to laugh at them, they want to join them in drinking alcohol. You're not doing yourself good. You're only reducing your lifespan. And if you check people who have been drinking beer, so-called beer alcohol, you see their tummy big. It's as a result of alcohol, because some abnormal fat accumulation has actually been carried out somewhere, and those things will lead to your risk of coming down with hypertension, diabetes, stroke. All these things are connected. Hypertension, diabetes, stroke, they are all connected with all these lifestyles. Recently too, when I went to fix my laptop, I was at the shop where I was fixing my laptop, and a man came in and he brought a spirited drink to the guy who was helping me to fix my laptop. And he was telling the guy, man, you need to check this out. This one is strong. This one can make you this, that. Ow. I was just looking at them. I told my friend, see, if you know what's good for you, better don't drink that thing. I was telling the man, guy, but this thing will only kill your liver. Are you also checking your liver while you're taking this? The guy said, I beg, leave that thing, Joe. I beg. The guy was so angry. I was always giving her that advice, but he was so angry. And he left angrily because I was advising him not to take alcohol. You see how people are so obsessed. Now, when you now come down with liver failure, once you have liver failure, leave all those things we do in the hospital. We try to encourage you, don't worry, you'll be fine. A lie. liver failure, once you have liver failure, you have little time to spend. Unless you do total liver transplant. Because most of the liver conditions that we see in the hospital, they are end-stage diseases. We know you are going to die, but we don't want to tell you. So the best thing is to prevent them from happening. Check your liver once you are taking alcohol. Even heart condition, even stroke. When people come down with all these conditions, kidney problems, it's as a result of all this lifestyle. And if you want to prevent yourself from appearing to the television, for people to give you money to go and to go abroad for treatment or do kidney transplant or do dialysis, you have to check how you live your life now. Because as at then, you will understand. You may not really be understanding what I'm saying, but when you just do an excursion, come to a hospital like UPTH or any government hospital around you, when you see people who are sick, when you go back home, you think of your life. You thank God for your life first of all, and you will learn to live a healthy lifestyle. Even all these acidic drinks, I don't want to mention names, but I call them acidic drinks. All these drinks that you need to take to refresh yourself. Maybe you are so tired. They say it is refreshing. Carbonated drinks. Once in a long while, you can take them. Once in a long while. But some people have formed the habit of taking them every day. In fact, it's already stocked in their fridge every day. In fact, after they finish eating, they take it. You're not doing yourself good. It's not a healthy lifestyle. It will reduce your lifespan. It can predispose you to cancer. It can predispose you to stroke, hypertension, diabetes. Energy drinks. It's not good. Some people abuse it. Because most of these drinks, once you start taking them, you tend to abuse them. Once in a long while. If you take alcohol once or twice a month, it is better. So most times we know that moderate alcohol is good, but we tell people stop alcohol, because if we tell you drink moderately, some people's moderate intake is too much. So in trying to stop it, those times when you cannot stop it, you take it by mistake. For us, it's moderate. You understand? So these are the things we need to check. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you need to cut down alcohol and acidic drinks. Because acids are not good for the body. Our body needs to be in an alkaline form for it to ward off diseases like cancer and the rest of them. The importance of sleep can never be overemphasized, because sleep has its attendant health benefits. Because when you sleep properly, at least 6 to 8 hours every day, quality sleep is not the sleep that one eye will be open, one eye will be closed, or the sleep that you some people, because of trying to do midnight prayers, some people do midnight prayers from 12 to 3 a.m. and they just sleep from 3 to 6. You are not helping yourself. You understand? The prayer you need, that you're praying from 12 to 3 a.m., you can pray from 12 to 1 a.m. and God will still answer your prayer. So unless you have a way of compensating for that sleep in the daytime, if you don't have, please, our God is not a magician. Our God is a God that follows principles. God respects scientific principles. That is why He has made the medical profession to stand. So quality sleep is very important. It's not the type of sleep that will be truncated by alarm clocks. You came back from work, you were so busy, you carried some work back home, you slept by 2 a.m. and you are setting your alarm clock to wake you up by 6 a.m. because you need to be at work by 7 a.m. A lot of these routines are common, and these are things that contribute to our ill health. We need to check on it, we need to check it out. So we need quality sleep, a key to good health. Quality sleep, a key to good health. Uninterrupted quality sleep. You wake up, you feel refreshed. There's nothing like good sleep. I don't want to go into the details of the mechanisms of sleep and what it does. That will be a discussion for another day. Now, the second practical way, having talked about health, living a healthy lifestyle, the second practical way of living a healthy lifestyle is by maintaining a good health indices. See, you need to know, you don't have any option. You need to know what blood pressure is. If you don't know, Google and read them. All the time you spend on Facebook, you can be reading all these stuff online. If you also don't know, you don't have phone, when you go to the hospital, ask your doctor to tell you. Know it. Information is very important. you need to know what blood pressure is. Once you are a young man and you are getting to the age of 30, you need to know what blood pressure is. Not just know what blood pressure is, you need to know what an ideal blood pressure is. Knowing that this one is ideal, this is abnormal, this is not normal, you also need to know what is my own. Is my own ideal? Is my own ideal? You have to check all those things. You also have to check your sugar level. You need to know what sugar level is. You need to know the consequence of having high sugar level. You need to know. You need to be checking. You need to know. They say know your numbers. Each time they do World Hypertension Day, they like stressing it. Know your numbers. Because it is only when you know your number, you know. You have to, because hypertension doesn't show. We'll talk about it in more detail. Cholesterol, you need to know your cholesterol level. Yes, once in a while, when you go to the hospital, check your cholesterol level, check what you eat. Routine medical checkup, very important. It's not only when you are sick, you go and see a doctor. See a doctor even when you just go and check. I want to check myself. I want to just do some investigation to know how I am. Know your medications. If you are on any medication, anything you are taking apart from food, you have to know them. Some people are so used to, you come to the hospital, what drugs are you on? I don't know. It's one tablet that is yellow, that is purple, that is pink. We cannot know those tablets, yellow, purple, pink. Because two drugs, paracetamol is also white, so many other drugs are also white, but they are not the same drugs. So you need to know, apart from knowing the names of your medication, you need to create time to read about them. Know the side effects of these drugs. So if you're having anyone, when you go to the hospital, you report to your doctor. You don't just stop medications just like that. You need to stop your medication following the advice of your doctor. So a lot of people who are hypertensive, they just stop medications. I feel I'm normal. I feel I'm not feeling. You cannot know it until the doctor assesses you and tells you. The normal blood pressure average is 120/80. The standard deviation for systolic. The upper one is called systolic blood pressure. The lower one is called diastolic blood pressure. I don't want to go into details of what they mean, but just know that upper one is systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure. So it should be 120/80, which is average ideal. The upper one, which is the systolic blood pressure, the normal range is usually between 100 to 129. Anything above that, you know normal, you know they're normal at all. Do something. For the diastolic blood, the lower one, the smaller one, the normal is between 60 and 89. Anything above that, you know normal. You need to do something to bring it back to the normal range. It's very important. These are the normal I talk about. So you need to do something. So anything, the normal one is under 120, under 80. Anything above 129. In fact, recently they have even made some adjustment that once it's above 120, you don't enter pre-hypertension. So you have to check it. Because as time goes on, a lot of studies are being done and they make adjustments. The lower your blood pressure, the better. The lower your blood pressure, the better. Some people are so scared of having low blood pressure. If you are not taking any drug or anything that will cause you low blood pressure, your body can never allow yourself to have low blood pressure. I want to repeat myself. If you're not taking any medication or anything that will cause you low blood pressure, maybe your pressure was high before, I want to bring it down. If you're not on any of those medication or anything like that, your body will never allow you to have low blood pressure. But if you're not on any medication, your body, you can easily be tilted to have high blood pressure. That's what I want us to understand. Some people say, I don't want here say I have low blood pressure. Make us no. So if you are taking antihypertensive medication, check your blood pressure. That's why checking blood pressure regularly for those who are hypertensive is very, very necessary. Even those who are normal, always check to know if it is within normal range. If you are pre-hypertension, you need to adjust a lot of things. You don't need drug, just adjust a lot of things. And some people are so scared of taking drugs for hypertension because they think that whenever they start, they will take for life. Yes, but if you start, most patients when they start taking drugs for hypertension, they take it for life. Why? Because they are not able to follow those non-drug measures that we advise people to do. How many people can, if you cannot exercise properly, if you cannot check what you eat, if you cannot cut down salt intake, if you cannot check all these things, your blood pressure will always be high. So that's why we'll keep you on the drugs for life. But if you can check all these things, if you can adjust yourself, follow those lifestyle modifications, if your blood pressure is coming down, your doctor will tell you, will be removing. You will not even need to tell, he'll be the one removing the drugs for you. But how many people can follow those instructions? That's why most people end up taking it for life. And at some point, you think you are normal because you don't feel headache. There's no sign for it, though. And you want to stop the medication. And you notice that once you stop it, it goes off. And at that point, when you think you are normal, you can have stroke, you can have, heart problem, you can have a lot of things. So we need to be cautious. We need to know our numbers. Check your blood pressure regularly. Even if you are normal, check it regularly. Go to a small place, you have maybe a private hospital, they will not charge you. Please, I want to check my blood pressure. Check it. Even if they charge you, give them money and go. It is your health. Sugar level. Check your sugar level. Your sugar level has to be normal. For those of us who are above 30s, check sugar level is very important too, because the way diabetes is now, especially when you know yourself that you are eating anyhow, you are doing anyhow, you are not really doing what you need to do. You need to check your sugar level regularly, because you will not know it until when your sugar level starts going. Just like hypertension, when you now start having symptoms of the sugar level, it means it has gotten worse. It has been high for a long time. For hypertension, when you now start having symptoms because of a hypertensive state, it means it has been there for a long time. And the reason why we place patients on medications for hypertension is because we want them not to have the complications of hypertension, such as stroke, such as kidney problem, such as heart problem. See, these three organs, brain, heart and kidney, very vital. They can easily be complicated when your blood pressures are excessively high. The major ones. So we don't want you to have stroke, because if you have stroke, very few persons come out of it. And looking at a country like Nigeria, where we don't have the requisite facilities, infrastructure to manage stroke, most patients that come down with stroke, especially the hemorrhagic one, they die. Of course, we will not tell you the patient will not survive, but we'll just tell you, but that's why prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better. And that has also inspired my creation of this course, Own Your Health campaign. I want people to own their health. I want a situation whereby in sub-Saharan Africa, people are more conscious, are more preventive, because once you come down with these conditions, we don't have enough health infrastructure to take care of you. Even if you think you have the money, you can fly abroad. That time, that delay in preparation for your flying abroad, a lot of things can happen. There is nothing like having a good emergency system in a country. We don't have it. So we should learn to prevent these things from happening to us. Even if you think that you are abroad and what of your relatives in Nigeria? What of your relatives back home? What if it happens to them? If you think it doesn't concern you, what if when it happens to you? What about you? Even we who are doctors, we should also be careful. Take care of yourself. Check yourself. Because what if it happens to you? You are in charge of making sure there's a health infrastructure in the country or in the hospital where you govern, where you are the leader of the administration, and you're not ensuring that it is done. What if it happens to you or your relative? How will you feel? I don't want to talk about the issue. I don't want to talk about that in my presentation. I want to focus on the 4 practical ways to make us to own our health. Prevention is better than cure. So check yourself, especially when you have somebody who is diabetic. Your father is diabetic. Like I know my father is diabetic. My father was diabetic before he passed on to blessed memory. So I have to check myself, sugar level. If you know you have anybody in your family who is diabetic, even if you don't, but please check. Always check. Get to know your sugar level. Get to know what is fasting. Get to know what is random. And if you don't know, Google it. Google will help you. Google will teach you. Information now is free. You don't need to even ask a doctor. Google it, you read it. When you come to the hospital, or if you have a doctor friend, you can call him on phone. Please, I don't understand what this means. Can you explain? It's different from consultation. You understand? So please, we have to know our health indices, blood pressure and sugar level. Very, very important. Then the third way of owning your health is maintaining a healthy social circle. It's very important because the people you stay with determines how you behave. If you have people who are dream stealers, who always tell you, oh boy, shun this thing, we could go drink alcohol, oh boy, shun this thing, they are also trying to make you not to live that life that you plan out to live for yourself. Maybe you've taken a decision that you want to stop smoking and you are still with a circle of friends who smoke. How can you stop? Because even when you stop, passively you will still be smoking from them. So maintain a healthy social circle. People who can edify you, people who can make you better. Associate with people who can make you better. Even if a member of your family, be it your spouse or your siblings, is making you not to live a healthy life, you have to work on it. You have to cut away from them. If you cannot change them, don't join them. If you cannot change them, go away from them. It is very important. So, because our circle of friends influences us either positively or negatively. Then last but not the least, we need to always update our knowledge. See, know yourself. You must not be a doctor before you know all these things. There are simple health science. That's why biology is compulsory in secondary schools, whether you are going to study art or science, because you need to know yourself. You need to know how the body functions. But unfortunately, most people nowadays, people don't bother to know all these things. Some people can't even remember what they learned in biology. Know yourself. If you don't know it, if you have forgotten, go to Google. Google will help you. There are a lot of information now online that can explain to you in a way you will understand without using medical jargons. If you want to learn about your skin, Google skin and read about skin. Google head. Google any part of your body you want to learn. Any disease condition you want to learn. If you all of a sudden start having headache, Google headache and read about headache. Simple information that you can just quickly absorb. Health education is not only for medical people, it is for everybody. Now, it is the medical personnel who will fine-tune it for you and make you to understand some areas you don't understand. That is our role. But there's some basic health information that you should know. And oftentimes, I feel bad when a patient walks to the hospital and the patient will tell me, my neighbor say, make I take this drug, say help him pikin, so it will also help my pikin. It shows the level of, it doesn't tell well. And however, our role as doctors is to help educate the person. Please, you don't need to take advice from your neighbor, take advice from a doctor. The person has to be a doctor. It's unfortunate in our country today, a lot of people parade themselves as doctors. You have to be careful. You have to be careful with the people you listen to, because what you hear influences your choice, the choices you make. Google things for yourself. There are a lot of information. In your corporate organizations, invite doctors to come and talk. Learn from them. Ask them questions. We give it free of charge. We don't charge money. It's free of charge. Health education is free. We don't charge people for health education. So research, get to know about yourself, get to know about your health, get to know about your drugs, get to know about anything that concerns you health-wise. It will help you to adjust the way you live your life. There are a lot of things I have said in my presentation. On your own, you can go and learn more about them. If you have questions to ask, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask. You can use the message section of On Your Health Campaign Facebook page. Send us a message. We will respond to you free of charge. We are not charging you any money. It is free. If you also want us to come to your organization and give a health talk, please feel free to contact us. We will come and give a health talk. If we cannot do it, if we cannot come to do it by offline, we can do it online. You understand? Whichever way, the information we're going to be using every tools on ground to make sure we reach out to as many people as possible, because we are on a mission to help people to prevent diseases. Prevention. Even in the developed world, where they have the best of health infrastructure, they still preach prevention, because some of these ill healths are still challenging. If you have a kidney failure, in most cases is a point of no return. However, I still believe the role of natural medicine in management of disease condition. I believe in it. I know a lot of my colleagues will not support this, but I believe that plant-sourced ingredients, plant-based ingredients, where there are a lot of research is now going on plant-based ingredients. A lot of them, I believe in the power of plant-based. For example, there are some plant-sourced ingredients now that are being molded to be a drug. For example, let me take from marijuana plant, cannabis sativa, extracts from cannabis sativa, which is CBD oil, cannabidiol oil, is now being molded as a drug because of the rich information. If you don't know, Google will help you. The rich information on the health effects of cannabidiol, which is pure form, which is pure cannabidiol, which doesn't contain the THC, which is a psychoactive agent in cannabis. It doesn't contain it. There are rich evidence. If you don't know, Google will help you. Read about it and weigh the risk-benefit ratio. If you weigh the risk-benefit ratio and see that there is a lot of benefits to it, you can be confident to use it to help somebody. So let us have an open mind. Let us have an open mind. I'm not a conservative person. I believe in new information. I believe in updated information. I believe that medicine is changing. The way we treat people is changing. That is why I believe what Albert Einstein said, that the doctors of the future will not treat human frame with drugs, but rather they will use nutrition in the management of disease condition. Even the chronic diseases that we think that don't have cure. But food is what we need to have that health breakthrough and help a lot of people to live a healthy life, because a healthy generation is a wealthy generation. Dalai Lama said, when asked what surprised him most about humanity, you know what he said? He said, man sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived. Each time I read these quotes, I laugh. It's so funny, but that's true. That's the reality of things. Your health is like money. We never have a true idea of its value until we lose it. Until when you are at the verge of losing your health, you will value good health. If you have not been on the verge of losing your health, you know, go value. In fact, the first time I was admitted in the hospital, I valued good health. The first time I was admitted, no, it wasn't a good experience. So since then, I've been working practically. Even while I take care of patients, I still take care of myself. Even while I work in a hospital, I don't overwork myself. Once I'm tired, I go and rest, because my health, if anything happens to me as a doctor, a lot of people will be affected. So most times we health workers should also take care of our health. Not just the health workers, even you. If you know that a lot of people are dependent on you, you have that influence in the society, your health should be your top priority. Not just you, likewise every other person, we should also take it so. So the healthy body makes an active mind. One sick can't make good things rewind. See, beware of taking too much of everything. This is a universal rule. Beware of taking too much of everything. They say too much of everything is bad. It's true. Even too much of being health conscious is also bad. So everything should be in the accepted range. Beware of taking too much of everything. Even too much sleep is bad. Even too much exercise is bad. Everything should be in the range. That's why there's guideline for everything. That's why you always need to ask a doctor. Even if the supplement is wonderful, if you take it too much, it will worry you. You also need a doctor's advice on how you will use nutritional supplements. And we health workers, we should step out, leave our comfort zone. Let's go into the field and educate people on how to use nutritional supplements. It's not enough for us to stay in the hospital and criticize people who are using nutritional supplements. While we have the wealth of information to study this nutritional supplement and advise them on the best way to do it. If we fail to do what we need to do, the man in the street will hijack our job, and that's what's happening. So doctors who are studying nutritional supplements, recommending the right one to patients, should not be criticized. Let us come out and help people. That is our role as health workers. We should not criticize, we should find solution. So your health is an investment, not an expense. Because if you are expending your health, you are working too much, you are expending, you are not replenishing, it's not wisdom. Although it will become an expense if you don't take time to invest in it. Invest in health, profit in business. You're a business person. If you are not investing in your health, you are laying wrong foundation for your business. So if you invest in your health, you profit more in business. That's why I'm so passionate about this course. And I also want to invite my like minds who are also passionate about this course to join me. Let's see how we can preach the good news of investment in health to the whole world via the platform Own Your Health campaign. Subsequent articles, watch out for subsequent videos, subsequent presentations on more topical issues. We are going to be discussing, we are going to be making people to understand, we are going to be helping people to live a healthy life. Thank you very much for listening to me. Your health is your most priceless treasure.